Greetings, fam. I want to touch on something today that is of great concern to me, and I hope it is to you as well. It is concerning Black women who are being abducted in plain sight. There are an estimated of 64,000 Black girls and women across the United States that have gone missing. That includes girls and women of all backgrounds, upper middle class, lower class, and even poverty stricken. Now, this is an important distinction because of the lack of media coverage of African Americans who have gone missing. And that has spurred activists and some in Congress to action in efforts to address the problem of missing Black children nationwide. Representatives Bonnie Watson Coleman, Democrat New Jersey, Robin Kelly, Democrat Illinois, and Yvette D. Clarke, Democrat New York, initiated the Congressional Caucus on Black Women and Girls in 2016. Through the caucus, they hope to create public policies that eliminate significant barriers and disparities experienced by Black women. And their website is located at https://Watson Coleman, one word, .house.gov/CBWG caucus /. According to blacknews.com, members of the caucus believe that more federal assistance and collaboration is needed to further eliminate the problem. The reasons for these disappearances vary and cannot all be attributed to foul play, but a telling pattern emerges in how they're documented by the media, with critics citing a stark racial divide in news coverage of such incidents. Unfortunately, many do involve foul play, as you will see in the following story, retold by a personal friend of mine who escaped her abductors. Now, this is just a snippet of her story. You can see the full video on her YouTube channel, which is posted here, Tony Seawright YouTube. But I'm going to let her tell you what she experienced.
I came out of a cab over at, was getting ready to get in the cab rather, over by SIR Studios. I'm a singer. And we had one of those wedding band showcases. Of course, it's late, and I don't jump on the trains late at night. So I said, let me just grab this cab. And I had my little suitcase with me. Cab stops, and I jump in. I'm lively. I'm on the phone with my friend Prima Donna. We just yapping. So I said, take me to Brooklyn. I live in Brooklyn, blah, blah, blah. So the guy, he's Middle Eastern. I'm not really tripping on that. I don't care. He can be Spanish. I'm jumping in the cab. But I jump in the cab, and he said, hey, you know what? Let me ask you something. He said, something's wrong with my tire. Do you mind if I get pulled up, and get some air in my tire? And I'm looking around like, what? I'm thinking to myself, like, well, what the hell you pick me up for if you got something wrong with your tire? But I'm on the phone. I'm yapping with Prim. We just had a showcase. Everything's lovely. I'm like, I'm not really, too much on my mind. So I said, yeah, that's fine. I'm like, all right, man, just don't take long, if you're going to get some air in your tire. So he pulls up to this place on 11th. I think it's like 11th and 33rd. It's a tire place over that way. Either 10th and 11th. I can't even remember if it was 11th Avenue or 10th Avenue. I can't even remember. But all I can remember is we pulled up to the cab place, the tire place, and I'm still on the phone yapping with her about stuff and boys and guys and shit that didn't happen, and all I can remember is she said, you still in that cab? I'm like, you know what? Yeah. I'm like, where is he? So I realized they have actually jacked the car up, like to put a tire on. I'm like, I said, I think they've actually jacked this car up to put a tire on. So I'm looking around, and I'm like, I'm staying in this car. So I took my seatbelt off to get out of the car, and it's locked. So I said, Prim. I said, girl, this man got me locked up in this cab. So then I go to the other side, and I'm trying to get out, and it's locked. And not only is it locked, the handles that you pull up to unlock the daggone door, they're gone on both sides. So right at that moment, I'm thinking, are they trying to take me? Am I about to get taken? Like, are you serious? So Prim was like, well, call 911. I said, I'm not getting off the phone with you, Prima Donna. I said, you're going to have to call them. I said, let me tell you who it is. So I'm trying to get close to see the man's name. I can't see nothing because it's dark and he don't have the lights on in the car. And I'm like, how did I get in this? This is the stupid shit that happens. Because when you think, oh, that'll never happen to me, you really don't really realize that stuff can go down with you like that in that fast. You know what I mean? So I'm freaking out, and I'm literally freaking out. Prim is telling me, Tony. I said, no, don't get off the phone with me. I'm at blah blah blah. I'm telling her where I'm located. I said, just call the cabs. Get your house phone. You know. So then I lay down, and I'm literally trying to kick the window out of the cab. I got on these boots that ain't got no heels. They got these wedge, they're comfortable boots. We just had a showcase. I ain't got time for no heels. So I got on these boots that don't do nothing. So I'm kicking the window. Nothing is happening. And I'm having a complete meltdown. So I look out the window. I mean, I have been in this cab for seemed like 5 to 10 minutes at this point now. So I look out the window, and coming out of the door is another Middle Eastern man with a knife probably about 5 inches long. Y'all, I have never ever talked about this because I was embarrassed. But I see them, and I'm on the phone with Prim. I'm like, Prim, the guy got a knife. He has a knife. And the other one behind him, they see me on the phone. So the guy who had pulled up in the back, I forgot to tell y'all this part. He had pulled up in an Oldsmobile. But they clearly see me on the phone. They clearly see me, black woman, freaking out. I think this is what saved my life, because I couldn't get out. There was nothing I could do. I couldn't get out the goddamn car. So he goes back to he takes the knife and puts it away and goes and gets in his car. And then the other other guy who's driving my cab comes around. What's the matter? Kind of like the end of Thriller, when Michael Jackson is talking to the girl. You were scared? It was that scene. That's the freaking scene. So he said, what's the matter? And I'm looking at him and said, you open up this goddamn door. And I'm screaming. So he opened up the door and I pushed him. I said, what y'all got going on over here? But I was still so scared because this guy hasn't really pulled off the one behind me. So I'm grabbing my bags and I'm running down the street with my bags. And when I got into another car way down the streets, I told him to take me back around, make the block. Something just happened to me. And when I came back around, both of those cars were gone. And the guy said, do you want to call the car? I said, no, because they're not going to believe me. They're gone. I said, I'm wondering if the people in the tire place knows what was going on.
How compelling is that? For Black adults, people usually link our disappearances to criminal activity, so they aren't valued as much. Training needs to be enhanced so police forces know how to handle these cases. Now, of course, there are those of you, and I'm talking to you young ladies out there who like to party, and even some of you old ones. You're out there, you get crunk, do like Noah did with the animals, travel in pairs. We used to say back in the day, if we came here together, we leave together. Don't leave a place in condition to be taken advantage of. But an abduction can happen without any provocation. You can just be strolling along and the next minute you're gone. So be aware of your surroundings. Be aware of who it is that you're speaking to. Just because they have a nice appearance doesn't necessarily mean. Now, according to the National Crime Information Center, nearly 40% of those who have disappeared, often in suspicious circumstances, are Black. However, critics allege that public attention mainly focuses on white women who have vanished. And this is a fact. How many of you have heard of Natalie Holloway? That was a case that was all over worldwide, her disappearance. Um, but can you name one Black woman that disappeared whose case was nationwide or even worldwide? No. And according to Black and Missing Foundation, most women disappear in the states of New York, Georgia, North Carolina, Maryland, and Florida. New York is my state, and the incident that happened to my friend happened in New York. And so, you know, this is something to keep in mind, those of you who come and visit New York. Unfortunately, this was a yellow cab, so you have no way of knowing that you're in danger. But I would say is one clue would be if you get in and there's no way to get out. That should be a clue. Women, beware of staged accidents. Sometimes it's best to just keep it moving until you find help. A lot of these accidents are staged in order for people to either rob you or do some other harm to you. So be aware of that. Please support the ministry in the description box below. I desperately need your help. I want to thank God for my health. I thank God for the ministry. I thank God for the subscribers. Thank you for the people who donate to the ministry. Thank you for those who would if they could, but they can't put a financial blessing covering them, Lord. And just hopefully this message will get out to people and they'll be able to recognize what's going on and prepare themselves because we are in the last and final days, Lord. So the enemy is running amok. I thank you in the mighty name of Yeshua HaMashiach. Amen.